You're now watching Lena Blue TV.
I met someone who was homeless, and once I saw like the things that they were going through, I just felt like I couldn't leave them in this situation. So I kind of like put myself in the situation to basically let that person know like you're not alone.
I don't like to see nobody feeling the way I'm feeling. If I'm feeling bad and everybody else feeling good, I'll be all right. But if I'm feeling good and I see everybody feeling bad, I'm not all right. I'm not all right. I got a big heart. Sometimes your heart can hurt you.
Me and my mom got into it because I got raped. She didn't believe me. She was on and off drugs since we was young. She got us back when I was 6, I think, 6 or 7.
We get tired. He watches my at nighttime. I watch it daytime.
What'd you just do over there?
I give him that sandwich.
You gave her a sandwich? Your sandwich, your last sandwich.
He's full.
Pluto's proud.
Hey, everybody out there and wherever y'all at. My name is Gary Allen. Selena is interviewing me today, and she's going to ask me some questions, and to the best of my ability, I'm going to answer those questions.
Today we have Gary Allen. How are you?
I'm doing good.
Good.
I'm alive.
Yes. So today we're at Camillus' house.
Camilla's house, yes. Camilla's house is known mostly all over the world as a homeless shelter. How did I end up here? that is a very that question, huh? How do any of us end up in a situation? We don't really know how. One thing leads to another. Boom, 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 and then you find yourself. I'm living under a bridge, homeless. Everybody's journey is different. Some people end up, on drugs, or some people lose family members, get sick, mental illness. You see that a lot out here. But my story is kind of different, is that I was seeking purpose for my life. 2014, I came through these doors. I knew help was going to come. I felt in my spirit, I said, I can hear it. It was like something spoken within inside of me saying, help is coming. Because I had always had this urge, like, man, what is my life about? What am I supposed to be doing? What is my purpose? And I was walking with God, and these were burning things inside my heart. I had did dead end jobs, or, suffering from the past, and emotional problems and everything like that. And I knew I wanted more for my life. So 2010 to 2014, living inside that house with a friend. And then after that, I moved into a house over town, which was kind of ended up being boarded up on the outside. So I'm inside this boarded up place, right, over town, right in the center of Overtown, with people shooting up dope in the backyard. They breaking into the house, and I'm working around the corner to a grocery store. And one day the grocery store got a bunch of shopping carts in, and it came in cardboards. So I cut up that cardboard and I put it inside that house, around that boarded up house, and I lined it up those cardboard around the wall, and I just started painting my story. I started expressing myself, just slinging paint, expressing myself. I just started telling my story and my journey and the pain that I experienced from the past. And little did I know, those same paintings would be displayed here in Camilla's house. I started facilitating a poetry group, and it led to now directing an arts program. So it's just like one thing led to the next. It just kept on going, and God has given me a vision, and I'm working towards that vision. And this place has given me an opportunity to develop and to help nurture. This is the help that was coming. And I've been able to move around freely and discover all these things that are inside of me. And this, what I have today, transitions right into this strange looking thing right here. Is like, what is this all about? So This is the vision that I see. Now, it all started out when I was on one of those jobs, and this poem came to me. I'm going to say a few lines of the poem, and it says that beauty should not be locked up in some dark and lonely cage and left to suffer in silence, isolated and afraid. Suffer not beauty to such a monstrous fate, because time passes and even for beauty it won't wait. As I was developing this and seeing this vision, one of the things I see inside this is potential. The egg represents potential. There's something expected to come out when you see an egg. When you see that egg, there's a sense of expectation. Now, whatever is inside of that, when it comes out, it's coming out in a cage. And when you think about the cage too, you can say the cage can be a place representative of the world or your environment that you come into. You know, you didn't ask to come into that environment, but you came into that environment. But then you can be caged up inside your environment, and you're with other people who are inside this cage too. And the cage can be also a mental thing too. You know, people telling you, you know, this is how it's always been. We've always been in this cage. We grew up in this cage. Nobody ever got out of this cage. And sometimes when you're thinking about getting out of this cage, the people in there are telling you, don't go out there in that cage. You know, there's snakes out there. So they're telling you all these things to help keep you in this cage. And this cage becomes your life. This cage becomes your whole understanding. But this is something that we're all subject to, and that's time. When you come into this world, all of us are subject to time. And the time is moving. Time is going to run out for each and every one of us. So many people, they say that the graveyard is the richest place on earth. So many people die with so much still inside of them, never being hatched and coming out to be a blessing to the world. Caught up inside this cage. I've heard hundreds of different comments, but somebody said something the other day that I had never heard in here before, and they said, but there's no way out. And then I said, yeah, there's a way out. They didn't see the door. Sometimes we don't see the way out. When he said that, it struck me. It's like, man, sometimes we really don't think that there's no way out. And there's a door right here, a way out. Side note on a spiritual aspect, Jesus did say he was the door. So the door is right there. But why do we stay in the cage even though the door is right there? There's no lock on this door. But why do we stay inside the cage even though there's no lock on there?
Wow.
To me, that tells me too, a lot of times it's a mental trap. You got so much more inside of you than that cage. You were born and created. This egg was created for a reason. And that thing inside of it that's supposed to come out is created for a purpose. Unfortunately, you know, I don't think chickens were I don't know if they were created just for us to eat and to fry. All y'all down there, Popeye's getting that chicken sandwich. But I don't know if they were originally created for us to eat them, you know. But, you know, another thing about this cage too, this right here, this was supposed to be the feeding place for whatever comes out of that egg. But there's no food in there. And sometimes we do not move until we're hungry enough. That food run out. Sometimes when that supply run out, it makes you move, you know. But some people, they just still stay one place. They stay there and die. But sometimes when you get hungry enough for change, you'll start running out that door no matter how afraid you might take a step because you're hungry enough to take a step. Your cage master only going to give you enough to survive. But how hungry are you to get out of that environment, in that cage, in those perimeters that other people have set for you all of your life? Are you ready to step out of that? There's a lot in this cage. And that's the power of art too, isn't it, huh?
Yes.
Art and expression.
Lena Blue TV.